I'm very excited about. So let's get into it. One thing that I want to just start right out on is as long as you're making baby steps and moving forward, you're being successful. And I think what happens is we all want the immediate weight loss. We all want the immediate gratification because it's ultimately what it is. But if we start some new, I hate the word diet, but if we start some new lifestyle modification plan, let's say that instead. So say you join my fit camp. What we all want, right, is in the first week or two is we want someone to be like, wow, you look amazing. You've lost weight, haven't you? What are you doing? Tell me your secret. It's probably not going to happen, though, in the first week or two. Maybe they'll notice a change in your attitude, but it has to be a consistent effort so that they see the consistent change as well. But we seem to put so much weight on our shoulders that it needs to be this obvious, huge transformation in a short period of time. In fact, someone sent me a meme yesterday, and it's all in fun, but it did have me kind of thinking about this topic because it was like, man, it's day 2 of my new diet. Why haven't I lost weight yet? And I think that's how a lot of people think. That's what they kind of, I think mentally we know that's not going to happen, but we're still kind of crossing our fingers that like, ooh, this is it. I'm going to lose all this weight and now my life's going to be perfect. But, and we've been talking about this the last few days, if you don't have all the pillars of wellness, physically, mentally, and spiritually, that weight loss is not going to bring you happiness, and it's probably not going to be sustainable either because you still need to work up in your head and in your heart before it can really come out in your body. So I want to give 3 steps. Just some thought-provoking things so that if you do feel like you haven't had that big, huge transformation yet, just some encouragement that I bet if you think about it, if you're making little baby steps, little changes each day or each week, if you're being consistent about those changes, I guarantee that you already have some victories that you are overlooking. So, number 1, before anything can really change within us, before we can really see success in our bodies and change, is changing the dialogue internally. If we are kind to ourselves and we treat ourselves with respect, we'll treat others with kindness and respect, and we become better people, more tolerable, less impatient, more aware of what we can, of the positivity we can give other people. And so just I encourage you to try that just for a couple days, just to see the marked difference, and I hope you'll continue beyond that. Speaking positively to yourself. I do catch myself from time to time, and usually it comes in the form of parenting where I'm like, I'm the worst mom. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I said that, or I can't believe I didn't do that. And then I have to scale it back and think, no, I was a really, and I say this out loud. Instead, when I take those negative moments, I say it out loud. No, I was a really good mom today when I played with them outside, when I filled up their little swimming pool and gave them their toys, when I let them have popsicles, when we had a picnic on the grass for lunch instead of normally just like sitting at the table. Thinking and flipping that perspective so that you think of the positives. It's the same thing with weight loss. If you're going to harp on yourself because you had that cookie that was irresistible, or you were at work and you had the cupcake because it was somebody's birthday, that was one little thing. Think of all the other stuff you did. You're like, oh, you know what? I went to the gym the night before and I was there for 45 minutes and I had a really good workout and I really sweat. I drank 96 ounces of water today. I chose to eat a salad for lunch instead of a cheeseburger. You've just listed 4 or 5 positive, healthy things to that one cupcake. So now maybe learn from that, and the next time skip the cupcake or have half of it, or balance it out. But you have more positives than you did that one negative. So give yourself credit for making changes. Another fun sort of mental game to play to switch your perspective is to think about how it would have been a couple months ago or a year ago. Maybe a year ago, maybe even like 3 weeks ago, you would have not only had the cupcake, you would have had the cheeseburger for lunch, you wouldn't have gone to the gym, and you would have been drinking coffee all day before you went home and had wine at night. So do you see that balance and that shift in that perspective? Giving yourself credit where credit is due. It's not these overnight successes. It's taking little baby steps moving forward. And I know sometimes it feels like a slow process, but it is a process. And it's a journey, and it's an ongoing one. Just because you reached your weight loss goal or whatever your goal may be, doesn't mean you're at the end of your journey, because it's a lifelong thing. And when you finally kind of accept that, it becomes less overwhelming, I think, because there's no real endpoint specifically. There's always new and exciting things and ways to get healthy. So kind of on that same mindset is rethink your meaning of success. We focus so much on the freaking scale. Guys, I hate the scale. I hate it. It is such a sticking point for most people. It is such a false look at someone's health. There are people who are at their goal weight who are super unhealthy. There are people who can't seem to get rid of those last 5 pounds, and yet they're hitting PRs in the gym. They're fitting into their jeans better than they ever have before. They look phenomenal. On the BMI chart, though, it's listed that if they gained 5 more pounds, they'd be, considered overweight. So it's just a numbers game. It's crap. It's absolute crap. So rethink your meaning of success. If you equate success with fast weight loss, you will have problems maintaining your weight, because you're missing the whole point. It's all, again, up here and in your heart that needs the makeover so that it can come out externally. And that's how, when you treat yourself kindly and you choose good nourishing foods that help you feel your best, that's when you're making those true sustainable changes for the long haul. And forget about the scale. Forget about the stupid scale. You're just going to feel better. Health is about feeling better, feeling your best, having energy, being just an overall productive person. It doesn't mean skinny, if that makes sense. So finally, my other sort of tip, number 3, is to develop other goals besides weight loss. Again, we get so caught up in the weight loss, on the scale, all that crap. There's whole commercial diet plans that are literally called Weight Watchers, but they're missing the whole point. I see now they're backpedaling and they're trying to call Beyond the Scale or whatever their latest thing is, because they're finally catching on. The scale is not enough. It's not. And it is a poor reflection of your health and your success. So developing other goals, that can be anything. And it needs to be what's called a SMART goal. I'm sure you've heard that before. SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So, for instance, earlier this week, I had an awesome client call with one of my VIP consults, and we talked about her goals. And I set, I think it was 4 goals for her, and they were extremely specific. Like, client will jog 3 days per week, at least 2 miles for the next 3 weeks, and then we will reevaluate. So that is very specific. It's time-bound, it's attainable, and she agreed to it. And so those are some goals that you can set for yourself. Has nothing to do with weight loss, had nothing to do with food. It was just about getting her activity up, because that's where she's been struggling. And then we're going to talk again. We talk twice a month. And in our next consult, we will evaluate. If she's like, I've been doing awesome, I actually have been able to add an extra day to it. What can we do now? Like, I'm ready to increase it. Or she can be like, you know what? This just was not attainable. I need to give myself another 2 weeks to work on this. Or can we tweak some things here and there? Turns out I don't really like jogging, but I still want the cardio, and then we can talk about other options. So, just always have goals in place. And I think that's actually where having a health coach or somebody who's going to hold you accountable really, truly helps, because they can help talk out goals that seem something that So goals need to be something that you want to do, because if you don't want to do it, then you're probably not. But having that person to hold you accountable, to help you develop those goals so that they are attainable, and have ones that are very specific, will keep you on track. And having a health coach like me can really help you develop that. And I love working with my VIP clients, and in some ways, like, no offense to my fit campers, I love fit camp too, but when I am on the phone with my clients working one-on-one with them, it just gives my heart so much joy. I love that individual back and forth, helping customize plans for them, and for just helping them create their specific goals and see how they're doing, and making it more about them. Sometimes fit camp feels more about me, or like, you know, it's a lot of like Facebook group type stuff, and I only get one-on-one consult with them. So like, there's a time and place for fit camp, but like, really in my heart is the one-on-one stuff, because we can get down to the nitty-gritty of stuff like that, and I can be involved in the conversation. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. I hope that was helpful. Again, baby steps, just keep moving forward. That's ultimately the most important thing, is to keep moving forward, giving yourself credit where credit is due. If you find yourself going into those negative thoughts, think about at least 3 positive things that you have done today and yesterday, and I guarantee you'll find something. You will. So change the inner dialogue, be kind to yourself, rethink your meaning of success, and develop other goals besides weight loss, ones that are specific, measurable, attainable, I always forget R, relevant, and time-bound. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Again, my name is Meredith Oren. You can find me at Below the Fork across all social media channels. If you're interested in working with a health coach, be sure to hit me up belowthefork.com/contact. I would love to talk with you to see if one of my programs is a good fit, and I would love to help you on loving yourself towards healthy. So have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.